did the counting anyway? Okay, but let's get something. The highest estimation, according to the historians, is 120 billion, right? How many billion on the planet now? It's 7.5 almost, right? And the lowest estimation is 60 billion. So let's take that the number of human beings on the planet until now, I want your full attention, is 80 billion. Now the next question is for you, each one of you. Before you were born, has there anyone been like you before? Yes or no?
No.
After you will die, and we're all going to die, will there anybody be like you?
No.
So you are telling me that you are unique?
Yes.
And there is one version of you?
Yes.
You are telling me that you are the one and
only.
Case closed. Back to you. Wait. We have 40 more minutes. Let's discuss this. It's not as simple as it looks. So, we're going to do this exercise again. Watch this. You're going to say, my name is, and I am what?
One and one.
Agree? I'm going to shout this now. I'm going to shout this. If you really believe that there is no one like you, and there will never be anyone like you, so you're going to follow me. White is for me, red is for you. My name is
Shukry.
and I am. So each one of you is the one and only. Agree?
Yes.
You're so happy with this. You swallow the threat. You really believe that you are unique. Let me negate that. Let me debate that. Ladies and gentlemen, there are many copies of me. There are many versions of me. Let me tell you, when I wanted to open a Google account, every time I put Mohammad Shukry in any spelling, I add my father and sometimes I throw my father out of the name. It's always taken. Agree?
Agree.
It's always taken. When I wanted to book the title of my coming book, nobody thought of it. Sure. I searched it in Amazon and it was there. The title of my coming book was taken. Was what?
Taken.
More than that. Even LinkedIn, where I had already an account. LinkedIn, aware of LinkedIn? Everybody? Okay. So even in LinkedIn, I searched myself. I already have an account. I searched, there were 16 other of me. 16 other Mohammad Shukry is already there. So how can you say I am the one and only? I was already what? Taken. Sorry, wrong slide. Let's go deeper than that. At times, after 2006, I wanted to use my title, and some of my CVs and bios, it read like this: the first and only Arab who reached to the Toastmaster. You know, I know in Toastmaster there is no Arab and Pakistani and Venezuelan, you know. We don't have that, but sometimes for non-Toastmasters, I write this, they don't know what's a Toastmaster. So I said, the first and only Arab who reached to the World Championship of Public Speaking since 2006. But in 2003, my sister Shukry, she became the second Arab who reached to the top 10. So I had to cross out the only. Yeah, this short line became shorter even, so I'm not the first and only. And you're telling me I am the one and only. And the other question is, deeper question, what is this our obsession with becoming so significant, so unique? We really want to be different. We want to stand out. What is this about us? All this rush, business or non-business, we are rushing and running toward one destination. I want to be ahead. I want to be different. I want to be the one. And so why is that? I remember the first year I participated, I wasn't eligible for the international speech contest, only evaluation. So in the area level, I won the evaluation. I was in shock. We went to the coffee. There was this seasoned Toastmaster standing next to me. He said, Muhammad Ali, congratulations. I said, sir, I don't understand. He said, what? I said, the second place winner was much better than me, more experienced, and he had a perfect evaluation. So how come I won? I'm new and I don't know things. He kept quiet while still making his coffee. He looked at me and he said this, which I cannot forget. 2005. Well, you were different. That's what he said. You were different. When you are different, you are easily spotted. Don't you agree?
Yes.
When you are different, you can win easily. That's why we want to become different. But the question is how to become different. That's why we are doing this. We want our CVs to stand out. We want to have this, illuminating CVs, big titles, things that will impress the interviewers. We are really obsessed with being different. Kevin Alokla, the YouTube trend manager says, in a world where 2 days of videos get uploaded in 1 minute. In TikTok, he said, in a world where 2 days of videos get uploaded in 1 minute, he says, only that which is truly unique and unexpected can stand out. Does this ring a bell? Why videos go viral? So we are doing all this, obsessed of becoming different. We want to make our children different. I don't know how we are doing that. But we are obsessed with this. The question is, are we getting there? Are we getting there? Now, human beings, since the dawn of humanity, they were only human beings. And then came the Toastmasters. No, but they were only human beings. Muhammad, Andy, Ali, Abdullah, Kumar, and then the human beings thought it's not enough. I have to have something extra. So they put 2 letters extra. Mr. Andy, Mr. Farid, 2 letters. Dr. Ali. And then they thought, that's not enough. I want to become different. They added 3 letters. PhD. MBA, I want to be different, distinguished. DTM, ACL, what is Farid? Advanced Certified Liar. Just to become different. And we are not getting there. We are just rushing and we are not reaching. The world has become a sea of sameness because everybody's swimming in the same direction. Everybody's going in the same race. Everybody's going in the right direction, the safe and proven direction. That's why we are not becoming different. Oh, there is someone who tries to become different. Still it's not working. Some people say, okay, I'll jump out of my game, I'll go in another game. Soon the other game will be occupied. And it will be filled with people who are smarter than you. So how can you become different? How can you stand out and become unique? The world is becoming fast and fast. The more we go, the more we get drenched into our place. That's why my favorite quote from Oscar Wilde is, most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions, their lives are mimicry, their passions and quotation. Everybody's doing the same thing, and he thinks he's doing different things. You are not doing different things. You are just racing, and you wish to become ahead. So, my promise to you today is, I'll give you that special thing, a promise from me, that you will become different, and no one else can take it from you. I will not give you 1 box, but I'll give you 3 boxes. I think all of you have this with you now, by this time. You have your workbook with you, all right? So what can I do so that nobody can duplicate what I do and I become really unique in this world, business or non-business. So the problem is, you think you are different in your DNA, agree? You are different in your looks, size, blood, everything. You are different in your, fingerprints, right? Everything in you is different, but you are not applying it. Even your genes are different. Now, I don't mean the jeans that you wear. Even if it's the same brand, it's different also in smell. So, I'll give you 3 promises. 2 from my side, 1 from your side. I'll give you a space where you can take your uniqueness, your distinction, and no one else has access to it. That's my promise to you today. I'll give you a space. You might be thinking now, oh, of course, he's talking about inside. Anything inside the human, nobody can have access to it. Well, that's not what I'm talking about. It's not about feelings inside, thinking, imagination, the world. No. I'll give you 3 spaces where no one else has access to. I'll give you the keys today. The other promise, I promise you, after this seminar, you will have no need for excess baggage. That means you don't have to add something from outside to become the unique, the one and only. Promise by today. Because we are rushing everywhere to stick things on us, take from here, take from there to become the one and only, and it's not happening anyway. The world is becoming dull. You have many speakers, the world's not getting better anyway. So your promise to me is, after the workshop, you have no excuse. We're going to do this in action, so don't worry about that. So are we ready for that? Yes. Do you really want to know where your uniqueness is? Really? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, there is someone, a guardian, my competition, he will join me, Muhammad Ali. Okay, welcome Muhammad Ali, everybody, welcome him. Okay, Muhammad Ali, you're not as famous as me now, no longer, so that's why they are not happy about you. But Muhammad Ali will be my guardian, will be with me to check if you're doing things correct. Okay, so buckle up and let's go. The first one. It was late 2004. Remember the years? It was late 2004. And I was sitting in the office after work hours. I was just promoted to safety and I was so passionate and I was doing extra work behind the PC. And my manager, which is a true leader, we know this, we know Ron McDonald, he bumped into my office and he said, Mohammed, I want you to write your personal objective and send it to me. Probably you don't know, I'm saying this for the first time in this audience. He bumped into the room and said, write your personal objective. I'm busy writing the safety report. What do you want for my person? He said, write it and send it to me. And then he left. I was sitting behind the PC. I was a new safety coordinator, but also a new baby step Toastmasters. And I really had this passion about Toastmasters, and I don't know anything about Toastmasters other than 2 words. I only know 2 words about Toastmasters, Ahmed Shukry and Hamza Ali. And are they here now? Hamza, are you here? So Ahmed Shukry and Hamza Ali, you know? I want to say something to these 2 people. It's really good to start Toastmasters through people like this. Big hand for Hamza Ali and Ahmed Shukry. The World Championship competition, and I don't know how it works. I sat behind the PC quickly without thinking and I typed these few letters. Can you read them now? I said, next year, the rings of public speaking will witness a new Muhammad Ali. Just imagine it. He typed it, sent it by email to Ron McKinnon, my manager. And I went to his office and I said, Mr. Ron, I sent my objective. He said, I received it. Do you like it? He said, okay. It was late 2004. In 2006, ladies and gentlemen, I was in the top 10 speakers. expected. I was waiting for it. But the thing that I was not expecting is the detail of my vision. Even the detail happened. Because in Washington, in the semi-final, I had this speech called Cut. Anybody remembers Cut? Cut. All right. So I had this speech, and in my speech, I used the quote of Muhammad Ali. And do you remember my vision? There will be another Muhammad Ali. So I said this in my speech. Are you ready for that? I said, and whenever it comes to knocking down my opponents, I float like a butterfly, I sting like a bee. Ladies and gentlemen, Muhammad Ali! It really happened in details. Even the vision I wrote 2 years ago happened in details. And I was called on the audience, on the reins of public speaking, as another Muhammad Ali. Now, this is what I'm telling you. There's a space that you have, nobody else has an access to it, and this is the way you see your future. You can play with it the way you want, and nobody can duplicate it, or nobody can copy-paste it in any way. Your vision, your imagination is unique. And it's up to you how to draw your future. So the first box, treasure box, is create your future. We're going to do this together again. You want to finish this line? Finish it. Create your future. Anybody aware of this? Who's this? Who's this? Jim Carrey, the famous comedian. And Jim Carrey, in a very low point in the 1980s, he wrote himself a check. $10 million. He wrote a check for himself. He has no money. He was just dreaming. And he wrote a check for himself of $10 million. Before 10 years were over, he had more than $10 million with this movie. You can write whatever you want. You can wish whatever you want. And even our friend, our guy himself, we know what he said. I am the greatest. I said that before I even knew I was. Don't underestimate the power of your vision. Never do that. So, now it's your turn. You're going to do this together. And in other workshops, people did this and it happened sometimes 20 minutes later. In one of the workshops in Saudi Arabia, I told them, do this now, which I'm going to do with my own rules, right? And in the same session, he got something from me. And it happened, you know. So it's your turn now. So the key is envision tomorrow. You're going to write now very short sentences without thinking. How do you see your future? It might be the changing moment. Don't say I wasn't expecting this, I wasn't expecting my manager to come and ask me something, distract me from work. Now it's the time. But we're going to do it a little bit more scientific. Leadership Challenge is one of the global campaigns for leadership. And it's aimed at liberating the leader in everyone. As an endorsed facilitator, I will borrow something to you from there. And it's really based on studies and science and statistics. They came up after 30 years of statistics that the 5 practices of exemplary leadership are model the way, inspire, share vision, challenge the process, enable others to act, and encourage the heart. Now, number 2 is inspire, share vision. In very special sessions, we help the teams and individuals write their own vision. All right? So what's the definition of a vision? Very interesting. It's an ideal, look at the bold words, ideal and unique image of the future. Image. You're going to see it now. You don't think, you don't articulate. You see yourself and then you write it. Okay? So we're going to do this exercise very shortly. Prepare your pens. Everybody, prepare your pens, please. Right? Get that workbook. In that box, first box. Can you see the box? You got the first page? Okay? In this box, up to you. I'm going to show you some people who did it and they reached it. Alright? And the other rule is from my competition, Muhammad Ali, if your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough. Okay? So it have to be wild dreams. Okay, so here we go. And trust me on this, keep your hands on your wallets and close your eyes. Close your eyes, everybody, please. Close your eyes. Just a few seconds. Close your eyes. Now, I want you to see the person you see yourself in 5 years. 5 years from now. And when I say open your eyes, you just grab your pen and in that box, treasure box, you're gonna write whatever you wish. Don't underestimate this. 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes and just write down in the box. Whatever you wish. No matter how silly it is. It's your dream. Nobody's going to have access to it. Seconds only. Any time I can with me. 30 seconds. Don't think. The trick is not to think. And those who didn't open their eyes, they can open now. Because Muhammad Ali opened his eyes. So, we finished the first box by saying this. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, the hands can't hit where the eyes cannot see. You want to reach your dreams, you have to see them. Just see them. You don't have to plan anything now. Trust me, you don't have to plan anything. Okay? Ready? Good? Give yourself the hand. Give yourself the hand. Right? That's not done the rest of okay. Now, reality shocks. Every dream that we write, does it really happen? Every plan I put for my life, does it really happen? Fully? No. Who can here dare to raise his or her hand and tell me, I wrote my CV 20 years ago and after 20 years it didn't change? Nobody can write his CV and it stays the same. Nobody can write his life and say after 10 years, that's what I wrote for my life. Sorry, that's the reality. Because passions change, people come into your life, you change courses, you take things. You have to do things in your life that you don't want. Your employer, your boss wants you to do this and study this and this, which you don't like. Agree or not? So there is someone who's drawing your life, and it put me into desperate mode. What shall I do with my life? So here's the key to the second space, where nobody else has access to it. Now this is a picture of me after graduating from the University of Bahrain, electrical engineering, right? What's that? Electrical engineering, okay? Don't forget that. And you know which one I am? Which one? The most handsome anyone. Okay, after electrical engineering, I don't know how I joined ALBA, but I joined in the power station, that's power energy. Okay? So I joined the power station. For 10 years, I was an operator in power station. I hated electrical engineering, which my dad pushed me to. And I hated working in power stations, all machines, 24 hours, you know? Turbines and gas turbines, steam turbines, really boring. 10 years, what am I doing here? It's a waste of my life. Then after 10 years, I wasn't promoted. I was taken to another department, which is safety. Safety. So what was the problem with 10 years in power station? What was I doing there? It was a waste. I'm working in safety. And then the safety system that we learned was not famous, was not popular. It's called the NOSA, South African. NOSA 5-star system. Anybody aware of 5-star system? Nobody knows except people from ALBA. Unpopular. What am I doing? My company is pushing me to learn things which will not help my CV. Agree? So it was a waste. And then I joined this thing called Toastmaster. Distraction from work. Okay, I like Toastmaster, but distraction from work. The whole thing doesn't add up. My CV is a mess. It's a Frankenstein CV. What am I going to do with this CV? So I was in a desperate mode. Electrical engineering, Alba. I left Alba in 2010. For what? Power. What shall I do with power now? How can I convince my employer? Safety. And I wish I learned the ISO system. I learned 5-star system. Obsolete. And then Toastmasters, they don't recruit you because you were teaching, right? What is this mess? I don't know what was your plan, but I don't see any point. This is the way I thought. I didn't want this life. I wanted something I can plan and become really something good. But this doesn't happen. Until something happened in 2013. You remember this guy? He called me from Saudi Arabia. He was a consultant in Saudi electricity company, biggest power provider in the kingdom. And he said, Mohammed, we are launching the 5-star system in Saudi electricity company. And I need you as my helper and consultant, main consultant with me. I said, Ron, you gotta be kidding. Why me? He said, I want you. I said, there are 30 other of us in Alba. Go call them. Why me? Well, he said, Mohammed, back again. One thing is you are from electrical engineering and you have been working in power department, and my client is power energy, and you have been very good in safety. And because we are launching the 5-star system, and you know it very well, and plus you are a very good Toastmaster and a speaker in Arabic and English, that's why you are the one. And is a waste of your life. Nothing goes as a waste. Everything in your life has a meaning and has a value. If you want to throw it behind your back, that's your problem. But nobody throws this richness outside and says, what am I going to do with my life? Don't ever say my life was a waste. And don't say I'm old now and the young people are smarter than me. The older you live, the more you give. The more you have. So that's the second thing. I trained 900 supervisors from Saudi Electricity Company. 900 supervisors. It's not about the money. The money went to my loans anyway. And the experience I got, but the big realization is this. Everything makes sense now in my life. Your experience is very valuable. And it's unique. Nobody has a copy of your experience exactly. So, I was told after that for safety conferences for power, another power company, or regional power companies. So you got the idea. Let me ask you this question. How many safety people are there in the Middle East? How many? So many, right? So many, right? How many of them speak Arabic and English? So many, so many. How many of them are Toastmasters? Little only. How many of them are safety and they speak Arabic and English and they present well and one of the top 10 speakers in the world? How many are there? One. And did you see how can you draw your unique life? I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about you. You have a lot of experience, you are not linking between them. And that's why your past looks as a mess. It is not a mess. Let's do this exercise together. And even the bad things are good. Now who is this? Who is this? This man is this man. A man who really was active. behind the scenes or in the front of the scenes. He was active. But after his accident, he couldn't move an inch. Gone, kalas. After that, he became a real Superman, and he helped many disabled to live independently. And he had all these things, all these campaigns, and he was a real Superman. So you have something in life to do differently. What is that? You have to look back. That's why Steve Jobs said, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in the future. So now it's your turn. Connect your past. You're going to do this exercise with me again. And you have to trust me, it will lead to somewhere. Your turn. Do a flashback. I'll give you the questions. Don't write the questions. Don't write the questions. Just let your hand move and go back and write the things that you're good at. Okay? And you have passion for. Experience. Okay? Let me give you just an example. Last month in Aramco in Division M, I finished this workshop. I had no idea. This young man, businessman, comes to me and he drew this in the workbook that you have now. Alright? He says, I don't know how to link. He had these circles, alright? Circles from his experience, alright? And then he said, how can I connect them? I said, you can connect them. Look, make circles, etc. I had a session with him, and then he figured it out. He connected the three things that he's good at and really has passion for. That was in early April. In District 79 in Jeddah, less than 1 month, he saw me. He said, Mohammed, I did it. I launched the business. I couldn't find the links, but thanks to you, I found the link between the messy circles. So that's what you're going to do. These are the 4 questions that will help you. Just write down in that box number 2. Write anything that you're good at, your experience. Don't waste your experience. What comes to your mind that you're really good at? Okay? So number 1, what is your business or public service experience? Even Toastmasters. What is that thing you're really good at? People come to you, can you help me in that? And you do it easily, for example. You're very good at it, okay? What is that thing you're really, really good at? Okay, that's number 1. The other question is, what are your major accomplishments? Things that you did, projects. Huh? Any project, 1, 2, please write them now. Third question is, what adversities, hardships, troublesome, okay? You know, the trials that you had in your life, okay? Like disease, you lost someone, really had a turning point in your life. Number 4, what are your passions and hobbies and serious hobbies? Okay, you have 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Just write down keywords that comes to your mind. Keywords. Don't dump your experience behind. Things that you're good at. At the end of the workshop, they will link. Don't worry about that. Little more than 30 seconds. Young or old, you have experience. You have experience. Don't forget. Okay, we are approaching the end. Okay. So Darren LaCroix, a champion I really respect. He does this in the workshops. I'm not doing it. He is doing it, and I'm saying this to you. He has this question: what is the most important thing for a public speaker? What's the most important thing for a public speaker?
Sincerity.
Public?
Sincerity.
Yeah. Huh?
Sincerity.
Sincerity. Good one. Huh? Confidence. Credibility. Passion. Huh? No. One important thing. Experience. Is there anyone who has no experience? What's your name? This kid, little kid. What's your name? Deviation. Okay, Deviation. Even Deviation, he has experience. Everyone has experience. Every minute of your life has experience. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So all of you have experience. Some of you will decide to share them and you become a speaker. Okay? So experience is the most important thing. And this great American poet says, there is only one thing more painful than learning from experience, and that is not learning from experience. It's your fault if you dump your experience behind your back and you go search for something else, another title, another qualification, I don't know. What about your experience? You're going to dump it? The world needs your experience, so how can you be the one and only? So, that was the second thing. Anybody has your exact experience? Tell me this. Does anybody have your exact experience? No. No access. Nobody can copy, duplicate your experience. It's unique. Especially if you connect between them in a unique manner. Nobody can copy them. I am a safety public speaking trainer. How many of them are there? Very few. So you see, you can be in a very unique place. All right. Other last questions. So let me make a mess of my life. Let me do just anything. And after 40 years, I will say, Yalla, Muhammad Ali said, you can connect between them. Let's go back and make a mess in my life. Let me connect between them. They will have a meaning. Wrong. Because that is the third treasure box. You cannot just live life like this and hope, oh, I have 40 years of experience. Maybe 40 years are empty. So you have to do something, number 3, to make sense of your experience. Okay? So, and that thing is going to be somehow very embarrassing, but I'm going to say it. When I joined safety, ladies and gentlemen, I was the new rookie. Anybody from Alba here? Okay, not so many. I hope not so many from Alba. So this is the secret. So when the new safety guy comes, they give him the dirty job. And the other safety guys, they go do the big things. Okay? And they go do the inspections, and they meet the managers, they do investigations, and I was sitting in that small room. I have to do safety inductions. Do you know safety inductions? When any visitor comes, contractors come, they cannot go in the premises of Alba without going through my lecture, safety lecture. And my God, it was terrible. The same presentations every day, because Alba was having an expansion, remember? Expansion Live 5. Every day they bring 50 people in the room. 50 people, and they are all laborers. God help me and them. You cannot blame them, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot blame them because they are coming from another side, they are coming to this side, and when they all sit in one place with no ventilation. You know what that means? It's not up to them, it's not their fault. This is hard work that they do, that God loves. But actually, I was going in the room as if I'm going, sorry. It was terrible, no ventilation. And the corridor, my friends were, taking care of me. When they go in the corridor, and the door is open because the smell goes out. So because they were taking care of me, they take the door and close it. And leave me inside all by myself for 2 hours. It was horrible. Until, I lose the sense of smell. Ladies and gentlemen, this was almost a daily thing I did. Speaking the same presentation. And I hated that someone stands up, the foreman, and gives translation. I learned their language. Of course, there are multi-nationalities, but the main language, I learned it. I knew how to speak that language. And everybody enjoyed. And suddenly, the boring safety induction, people outside in the department, they hear a thunderous round of applause. Because I was a Toastmaster. And everybody was happy. And I was happy. Doing this every day, speaking. Come on, I want to go out like the big guys. And then one day, I was really happy. They said, the room is not available. We cannot have induction in the room. I said, yay, I will go out. No induction today. They said, but the old building is available. The old medical building, said Abbas, was really rotten, already rotten. Okay? They took the 100 laborers, they put them in the hall, and me with them. And I went and did that induction on that particular day. The CEO Bruce Hall decided to visit the safety station. And he came in that room and he saw the Toastmasters in there. He was so impressed. And I was invited to do safety training for the executives. Me, the small rookie safety coordinator, I went to do training for the executive from that nasty room. Ladies and gentlemen, keep doing what makes you awesome. Keep doing that thing which makes you really different. Don't say it's bad. Every minute of your life, don't waste it. This moment, you can choose to watch TV or grab a book. This Toastmaster meeting, you can sit just as a timer like honey, or you can do something else. I will speak today. Don't waste it, because today will become yesterday. Tomorrow will become yesterday. It's up to you to draw your past by doing the now. So, your third thing is, that's me, speaking everywhere. Speaking. Face now, okay? Cherish your now. Cherish your now. You know, over time. We went to 50. Cherish your now. And the thing is, do more of what makes you awesome. That's a quote I love. Do more of what makes you awesome. Now, I'm asking for 3 volunteers from here now. Mohammad says, I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion. Okay, so did I fulfill my promise? No access. Nobody has access to your past, to your future, or to your now, what you're doing. Nobody can duplicate this. It's up to you to tailor your future. Your past is unique, your future is unique, and whatever you do now is very unique. So, you can create a difference in your life, right? No excess and no excuses. If you are young, you have a long future, you can tailor. If you are a little old, you can look back and say, I have a rich past. But both of you, young and old, do you really know how much time is left for you? You can choose to live like others, or you can choose to live as the one. I don't think we have time for our special activity for the volunteers, but maybe it's only a 15-second. I like one courageous Toastmaster or non-Toastmaster to come to the stage and read box number 1. Only 15 seconds. 15 seconds, your dream. Come up here, because the studies say, if you have a great idea and in 5 seconds you don't act upon it, most probably you won't do anything. So, any idea comes, quickly write it down. That's the reason we did this activity. Write it down, share it with someone. And if you come speak in front of this audience, all of this audience will be witnesses. Andy, please, welcome Andy. Andy! 15 seconds. Nothing goes wasted. Who's next? Who's next? 15 seconds. You have to line up because the time is over. It's Madame and Zainab. Zainab, and we have Salman Toastmaster. Andy, come here, please. I cannot say the title. 15 seconds. Give it all you got.
I want to be in the final in Washington and win it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Next. Adelina.
I see myself winning the television contest so I could be in the international magazine, which I've been dreaming so long.
Thank you very much, Adelina. Shukry. Yeah, we are all over the place. Really Shukry, I know. One more, 15 seconds. One more.
I want to be a general manager at the dental center that I'm working now as a part-time
I
receptionist. I want to be a general manager at the dental center that I'm working now as a part-time receptionist.
And you will be. for those who participate. Any more? Any speakers? Thank you very much. And Adelina, thank you very much. Give them a big round of applause. Thank you very much. A few more things. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry to take some more time, but so okay, everybody look up and finish. Just I need your silence now to deeply go into these slides. Quickly. If you see your life like this, unmeaningful, meaningless, don't worry. This has a meaning. This has a value. Ladies and gentlemen, if your life is meaningless letters, lousy, meaningless letters, don't worry. You have to read them correctly because there might be a meaning. It's just how you read it. Maybe you have to read it backwards. Everything in your life has a meaning. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are living in a mysterious world and the channel and the road is so uncertain and mysterious, remember, you might be the one who makes a difference in this world. Ladies and gentlemen, you can live like others and be lost in the world. Or you can decide to be the one. If you become the one and only, the world will come chasing you and looking for you. It's up to you to decide how you're going to live. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to step down from the stage and from the public speaking ranks and from life. All of us will leave this world anyway. It depends. Will you make the world better when you leave it than it was when you came? Will you be yourself? Because remember, Oscar Wilde says, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. You cannot be anyone else. You have no access to that. So ladies and gentlemen, whether you are 80 million, I don't know how to read this figure, I don't know which number you are, I don't know which figure you are in this universe. Remember, you are not